Some new security measures are now in place at Los Angeles Metro rail stations. A new California law boosts the safety of car seats for children under the age of 2. Thousands of people in Turkey have marched to remember those killed in 2 terrorist bombings.
This is Valley View News.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Ala Arabi.
And I'm Jordan Salceda.
LA's Metro Rail recently received a grade C in the way it impacts the quality of life. The study comes from the UC Berkeley. But coincidentally, the nation's second largest rail system unveiled new security plans. Valley View News reporter Victor Park takes us along the ride.
Ridership along metro rail lines has been increasing. With that comes the fear of crime rising. So Metro has added several new security measures like the Skywatch Tower.
Yeah, Skywatch Tower is a movable tower that provides security at our parking lots.
Right now, the towers are at 4 metro stations, including the Blue Line's Willow Station near Long Beach.
Skywatch Tower can go as high as 24 feet and has cameras that can give us a 360-degree viewpoint.
Riders are reacting.
I think it's always important when the government takes care of what's going on the transportation system so you can just get home safe.
But some others are also concerned.
And overall, you know what I'm saying, they just gotta think about, you feel me, protecting people, you know what I'm saying? Not harassing people that are just trying to have fun.
Mobile technology has also become part of Metro Sheriff's security plan. So most of these trains are equipped with 1, 2, 3, 4 of the security cameras you're looking at. And with the new security measures, sheriff's officials can now see what's happening on board on one of these or even a tablet from all over the world.
LexRay is a system that we've been working with since 2013. And now it's advanced to the point that we can put it in the palm of the hands of police and sheriff's deputies. So if a first responder is going to an emergency, they can actually look at that station, look at that platform, and see what's in store for them before they arrive.
Metro says this added security will not affect future rider fares because it all has been paid by the California Transit Security Grant of almost $480,000. In Long Beach, I'm Victor Park for Valley View News.
California is now the first state to ban its public schools from using the term Redskins as a team name or school mascot. The law means 4 schools in the state will have to change their Redskins name, and all other public schools are barred from using it. The law takes effect on January 1st, 2017.
A new law in California will require children under the age of 2 to sit in rear-facing car seats. The new law will go into effect in 2 years. Valley View News reporter Noemi Barajas reports on why safety experts say this is an improvement.
Safety Belt Safe USA provided families with free car seat inspections in Highland Park. Many families showed up to the event to get their car seats checked and see if they were installed the proper way.
We interchange the car seats from one car to another, and those car seats are always, buckled in correctly. They're 5-point car seats, and of course, keeping them to their safety standards and having them restrained correctly.
In California, children under the age of 8 must be properly buckled into a car seat in the back seat, but not many parents know that it is recommended to have their children in rear-facing car seats until the age of 2. Some parents say they turn their child forward because they outgrow the rear-facing car seat.
When her feet started sticking out more than we wanted it, then of course it was time to change her to a forward-facing car seat.
Experts say there are rear-facing car seats for just about any child.
Today, the safety seats are designed to go as high as 50 pounds rear-facing. So if you have a very large child, you need to look for one of the seats that goes to 40, 45, or 50 pounds facing the rear.
Rear-facing car seats are designed to better protect children in the case of an accident.
If you're rear-facing, you take the force on your entire back and head all as one piece. You're pushed into the seat of the safety seat, and it's designed to mitigate the force on your body. So it's a big gift to your child to do that.
The new law will go into effect on January 1st, 2017. There is an exception though. If a child is 40 inches or 40 pounds before the age of 2, then it is okay to turn the seat around. Stephanie says 90% of parents do not have their child riding safely. It is important for parents to know the law and read the guidelines to properly seat their child. In Highland Park, Noemi Barajas, Valley View News.
Authorities in Israel are telling citizens to carry guns for self-defense because of the ongoing attacks involving Israelis and Palestinians. Random stabbings have been occurring almost every day, and the Israeli military has been firing at suspects. The latest figures say at least 26 Palestinians have been killed. The violence comes as Israel continues to build settlements in the West Bank. Thousands of people have marched to a train station in Turkey to remember those killed in 2 bombings. Turkey's prime minister said they are investigating whether ISIS set off the bombs on Saturday. The attack in Ankara's train station killed more than 97 people and injured at least 500. The prime minister also said 2 suicide bombers may have been involved. The bombings happened during a peace rally calling for an end to a conflict between the Kurdistan Workers' Party and the Turkish government.
Washington Post reporter Jason Rezaian has been convicted of espionage in Iran. He holds both American and Iranian citizenship and has been jailed for Tehran for 14 months. Rezaian's family and the newspaper say the charges against him are false. He was accused of 4 crimes, and it's unclear whether he was convicted of all of them.
The AIDS Walk in downtown Los Angeles is held every year to raise money for AIDS research. Valley View News reporter Wahid Loden says this year's contributions fell short of its goals.
Presenting the 5 fluids that transmit HIV and STI.
This year's Los Angeles AIDS Walk has brought more than 15,000 people together. They walked 6 miles to help make people aware of the AIDS condition and HIV virus. They walked through a route in Los Angeles to raise money in support of AIDS research. The city of Los Angeles supports walkers by providing refreshments at various stops of the trail. People join the cause for one main goal.
I am a part of a club called Interact Now, and annually we come to this event in order to support the cause that AIDS Walk funds.
Walkers can get people to pledge for the distance and time they finish the walk. These contributions range anywhere from $5 to nearly $90,000. Officials say 15,000 people registered to walk this year. However, looking at the numbers, there may be more people than they have anticipated. AIDS Walk reached more than $2 million in donations, but still fell short of its goal. Even people who are not walking have something to contribute.
That's why we're here. We're here to encourage, to show love to people.
A cure for AIDS has not been found yet, but these people are hoping their efforts will make a difference. In Los Angeles, Wahid Loden, Valley View News.
Recent school shootings have prompted authorities to increase campus security.
Valley View News reporter Alexei Chebachian sat down with CSUN Police Chief Ann Glavin to talk about the security measures used on campus.
There have been 150 school shootings since 2013. 3 of them have occurred within the past 2 weeks. So why are school shootings becoming so common?
There's probably a lot of reasons for that, some known and certainly many not known. First of all, we do know factually that in the last, say, 10 years or so, certainly the last 20 years, these shootings have increased because the size of campus populations across the country have increased. So just statistically, it would be expected that the numbers would increase. But frankly, I think we're seeing a lot more incidents of mental illness because many of the folks responsible for these shootings do have histories with issues around mental illness. And there's also a quotient, too, I think, of copycat. And it's hard to know that for certainty because how do you prove that? As one who has followed this for some time, that is part of the issue. And then how do you get inside someone's mind and know if they do have the mental illness issue, are they really copying something or getting the idea? In some cases, we do know, like one of the recent ones, where the shooter actually admired other mass shootings. And that's actually a red flag warning sign that we look for.
Are there any rules or policies implemented by the university that helps put a strict ban on assault weapons on campus?
Well, that's a state law. So weapons, guns are not allowed on college and university campuses. But of course, I know you know that doesn't mean that somebody wouldn't try to secrete one and bring it on the campus. So despite the fact that we have the law, as many states do, that's a rather common law around the country, one never knows on any given day, particularly with a population on this campus of 42,000 students, several thousand more faculty and staff, and gosh knows how many visitors on a given day.
How do you train your staff for situations like this?
Our police department is extremely well trained in active shooter. It is part of their regular firearms training because they use automatic weapons in those situations, high-powered rifles. But most importantly, for many, many, many years, we've been doing once a year an annual drill with our law enforcement partners. So if we had that type of situation, one hopes that will never happen on this campus, but we would get backup support from the LAPD, so they join us for that. The CHP, they join us as well. The LAUSD School Police, as you know, we have a high school on the campus. So those three departments participate annually in our drill. And we also get some other police departments who have no other drills to participate in. They come to CSUN. Simi Valley is a good example. They join us every year. And this last one that we did a few months back, we also had the Los Angeles Fire Department, because one of the things that we drilled on, and we were the first in the area to do that, in studying these situations across the country, police are seeing that one of the emerging issues is how to take care of injured persons in these situations. Of course, if you have a shooting situation, police arrive, their goal is to go after the shooter and stop the shooter from killing more people. But in so doing, there could be many people injured, some dead, as they go to get the shooter. And we're learning over time and looking at this that some people are losing their lives that are injured because the police are totally focused on getting that shooter and then dealing with injured and everything afterwards. So now what's emerging in terms of police training is training the police to be first responders. So it's like a first aid team that goes in behind the team that's going after the shooter. So let's say you have a multi-story building, maybe 3 floors. And the police go in, they clear the first floor, no shooter. They clear the second floor, no shooter. They've gone to the 3rd floor. That team that deals with first aid will go into the 1st floor that's been cleared and get anyone who's injured and immediately take them out and hand off to the fire rescue.
Are there any trainings that students can attend to be more educated in what to do in a situation like this?
Yes, the desk references, you may recall at the beginning of the fall term, the president put out a notice to the whole campus, students included, about the desk references. There is a version, and this is the emergency plans for the campus, there's a version for students, there's a version for staff, and a version for faculty. Within that desk reference on emergencies is a shooter type situation with the basics. The critical thing in that type of situation is paying attention to any broadcast messages that the police department would put out. So if we had information that there was an active shooter on campus, the first thing we're going to do is tell the campus that through our emergency broadcast system, which, as you probably know, is Blackboard Connect. So depending on what you put in the campus portal, you'll get that message by, say, email, text message, phone, a multitude of ways, and that's deliberate because we don't want to rely on any one system. But in that message, it will say, you know, shelter in place or stay in place or evacuate or don't go near this area of the campus. Whatever we think is critical for that particular situation at that particular time.
That was CSUN Police Chief Ann Glavin interviewed at the CSUN Police Station.
Democrats all over the country are gearing up to watch the first Democratic presidential debate. The debate will take place at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas. The positions of the candidates on the podium will be based on the polls since August 1st. Hillary Clinton will take center stage as the highest polling candidate. Bernie Sanders and Martin O'Malley will be on the podium next to Clinton, and Jim Webb and Lincoln Chafee will also be taking stage.
Regular skateboards now have a new type of wheeled board to compete with. The newcomers are usually called self-balancing boards. Valley View's news reporter Maria Cartaya says they are becoming a new trend.
OverBoards are new self-balancing boards that are becoming a popular way of transportation. They are similar to Segways but do not have handles. The vice president of OverBoards, Duke Tran, says they're not too hard to use.
It's really smart. It has gyros built in and pressure-sensitive plates. So as soon as you step on it, it can tell based on your body posture if you want to go forward, if you want to go back, if you want to turn left or right.
The OverBoards take 2 to 3 hours to charge, and the battery can last up to 5. These boards can reach a speed of 7 miles per hour, and they hold a maximum weight of 270 pounds.
We have different models. The inner parts are pretty much the same. The batteries, they last pretty long. Our batteries, But we have models with LED lights, we have models with Bluetooth speakers on it, 10-inch wheels, 8-inch wheels. It depends on what you're looking for and what you want.
Overboard trainer Gerard Jackson says they're looking to expand their product to younger riders.
In the future, we are going to have a kids version, so it's going to be more compact. Same ideal, same concept, but compact, smaller.
The company sells about 200 boards every month. These include sales from their store and online. Even though Uberboards have become really popular in the last couple of months, a lot of people believe that skateboards will still prevail.
First of all, this is like a form of transportation and exercise. Like, you gotta understand, this has been around for years. Like, this is tradition. This is a whole community, you know?
Others think that overboards are just a trend that not everyone can afford.
Mainly people that are like trending, like famous people that use those. These are just for like, I don't know, everybody. Those are expensive, these are cheaper. This is like more fun and like doing tricks and stuff like that.
But even those who have embraced Uberboards say it's not there to replace skateboards.
Skateboards will forever be something that's classic, you know, but these will definitely take off and become something of its own.
So it looks like these boards have a bright future ahead. In Venice, Maria Cartaya, Valley View News.
Coming up next, USC has fired head football coach Steve Sarkisian.
Los Angeles Dodgers second baseman Chase Utley is suspended for a controversial play.
And find out why Fantasy Sports League, DraftKings, and FanDuel are battling a class action lawsuit.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
And now let's go to sports with Victor Park.
Thanks. Dodgers second baseman Chase Utley has appealed his 2-game suspension. Utley is suspended for an illegal slide to second base against the New York Mets. The slide knocked over Mets shortstop Ruben Tejada and broke his leg. The appeal will likely not be heard until later in the week. That means Utley is eligible to play in games 3 and 4. The MLB wants to speed up the process, but officials say that is unlikely to happen. The University of Southern California has fired head football coach Steve Sarkisian. Athletic Director Pat Hayden did not discuss the reason for Sarkisian's firing. There is speculation that Sarkisian's history of alcoholism has something to do with the decision to fire him. Students say Sarkisian appeared drunk at previous USC events in the preseason, and he was reprimanded. After the events, he vowed not to drink for the rest of the season. An investigation is underway over a scandal involving 2 daily fantasy sports companies. Some employees of DraftKings and FanDuel are accused of using private information to profit by playing on rival sites. One company's CEO says they will continue to operate as usual unless they are found guilty. The scrutiny has not slowed down fantasy players. The companies recently earned more than $45 million in 1 week. Georgia running back Nick Chubb will undergo surgery after an injury to his left knee. School officials say Chubb suffered damage to his several ligaments and cartilage, but not his ACL. Georgia will suffer a loss on the field as Chubb ranks 2nd in the SEC for rushing yards. Coach Mark Richt says Chubb will most likely sit out the remainder of the season. Sophomore Sonny Mitchell will replace Chubb. Jamal Charles of the Kansas City Chiefs has torn his ACL in a game against the Chicago Bears. The Chiefs led the Bears 17-3 with Charles in their lineup. The running back injured his right knee after making a cut in no-contact play in the 3rd quarter. They lost the 14-point lead after the Bears scored 2 touchdowns in the final minutes of the game. Coach Andy Reid says Charles is scheduled for an MRI. Who will win the Heisman Trophy is one of the biggest questions in sports each year. Now fans can bet on it in Las Vegas. After a decade-long ban, Nevada gaming officials got the okay to place wagering on who will win the award. LSU's running back Leonard Fournette is ESPN's unanimous #1 pick. Fournette is the first player in SEC history to rush 200 yards in 3 consecutive games. TCU quarterback Trayvon Boykin moved up to #2 after an impressive game against Texas. The winner will be announced in December on ESPN. That's all for sports. Back to you guys.
When we come back, we'll show you some of the delicious highlights from the LA Donut Festival.
Valley View News visits an unusual display of hand-carved Halloween pumpkins. And Selena Gomez is talking about her lupus diagnosis, but reveals just a little.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
A tasty festival in LA raised money for the Salvation Army. Valley View News reporter Jordan Sauceda gives us a taste of the event.
We got the blueberry. It's glazed with blueberry on top. We got the
Donuts, donut holes, cronuts, and even churros made an appearance at the Los Angeles Donut Festival.
We got the Cookie Monster donut.
Top donut shops were invited to the Mad Avenue Art Center in Los Angeles to showcase their best donuts. All the proceeds went to the food pantry at the Salvation Army in Glendale. Attendees enjoyed a tray of 15 to 20 samples of different types of donuts while live music played in the background.
We have the maple bacon bar donut.
Colorado Donuts proudly served their Reese's Cronut.
There's a Reese's peanut butter cup fried inside, and it's dipped into a chocolate ganache, topped with Reese's peanut butter cup and Oreo crumbles.
California Donuts also brought an interesting flavor to the table.
This is a blueberry cinnamon toast crunch donut that we're presenting today.
Churro sticks was also included in the event.
Well, churros are donuts, Mexican donuts, Spanish donuts, or deep fried dough. It's got sugar on it, so it's very much like a donut.
Spudnuts gave away prizes and showcased their unique berry cream puffs and donuts.
I think the most important thing is that our donuts are made with potato flour, and it's 2% wheat, so a lot of people who are doing gluten-free diets, they can have our donuts.
Of course, where there's donuts, there's coffee. Donuts have had a long history with the Salvation Army, dating back to World War I.
The GIs were coming back and still love the donuts they've been given by the Salvation Army. And so when we started thinking about ways to do a fundraiser, we thought, what's a way we can tie in donuts and our history, but in like a new and modern way?
The event concluded with a panel of judges tasting the best donuts from the shops who attended. From a Twix donut, to a Nutella-filled churro, to a butterscotch-filled donut, to a Spudnut creme brulee donut. The judges went through one by one, tasting and rating.
With classic creme brulee, and it's better than I could have ever imagined.
At the end of the tasting, a winner was chosen.
To the first place winner, and that is Spudnut.
In Los Angeles, Jordan Sauceda for Valley View News. I was at the Donut Festival. I had to have a taste of a donut. This month, thousands of pumpkins are being carved into works of art. Valley View News reporter Teresa Barrientos has more on these spectacular jack-o'-lanterns.
There is a new art form taking shape right underneath our noses. It is the art of pumpkin carving. Rise of the Jack-o'-lanterns has 2 locations in the Los Angeles area this year.
It's family friendly because we have stuff for the little guys. We've got Disney Pixar characters and some superheroes, but we've also got classic cars and a 50-foot dragon. We take the time to figure out what would make the best show.
Different themes at the event included an under-the-sea section and an animal safari. The event includes a walking trail 1/3 of a mile long.
This is the first time Rise of the Jack-o'-lanterns is here in LA. There are over 5,000 hand-carved pumpkins, some being donated from the local community.
Familiar faces made an appearance at the event, including SpongeBob, Spider-Man, Bradgelina, and the Sesame Street Gang.
Our team, our artists are masters. We have amazing illustrators who hand paint all of the images you see on those giant 150-pound pumpkins we call art pumpkins. They paint them and then they hand carve them as well. So it's a labor of love. It's a painstaking process of making sure it's perfect because they are perfectionists, but the end result is absolutely spectacular.
Tickets are only sold in advance. Rise of the Jack-o'-lanterns is open on the weekends now through November 1st. In Arcadia, Teresa Barrientos, Valley View News.
Let's send it over to Jacqueline, who will fill us in on some entertainment news.
That's right, Jordan. Actress and singer Selena Gomez says she has been diagnosed with lupus. The 23-year-old told Billboard magazine that during her absence from the spotlight, she was going through chemotherapy for the disease. Lupus is a condition in which a person's immune system attacks their organs. Gomez appeared on the Today Show Monday morning and refused to talk about it, saying she is still uncomfortable discussing her battle with lupus. She did, however, appear on the Ellen DeGeneres Show and says she is determined to stay positive despite her diagnosis. A rock singer has asked Donald Trump to stop using his song during Trump campaign rallies. It's Aerosmith's Steven Tyler. Tyler's attorney sent Trump a cease and desist letter telling him to stop using the band's classic hit, Dream On. The letter said using the band's song would give a false impression of endorsement, and Trump did not have the right to use the song. Trump says he has worked everything out with Tyler and continues to use the song. Television viewers may be spending more time laughing at their TV sets. America's Funniest Home Videos returns to television with a new season and a new host. Known for his appearance on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Alfonso Ribeiro takes over as Tom Bergeron's replacement as the host for the 27th season. America's Funniest Home Videos airs every Sunday night at 7 on ABC. President Obama has a message for Kanye West. The president was at the Democratic National Convention fundraiser in San Francisco where the rapper performed and had this advice for him.
First of all, you've got to spend a lot of time dealing with some strange characters who behave like they're on a reality TV show. So you've got to be cool with that.
Obama was referencing West's wife, Kim Kardashian, but Obama didn't stop there. He went on to joke about Kanye's chances of getting elected.
Do you really think that this country is going to elect a black guy from the south side of Chicago with a funny name to be president of the United States? That is crazy.
We will have to see if West takes the advice. Kanye said he would run for president in 2020 during the MTV Video Music Awards. I'm curious to see how this will unfold. That's it for entertainment. Back to you guys.
Thank you for watching this edition of Valley View News. I'm Jordan Salceda.
And I'm Ella Erby. Good day.